Good morning. The final release of the 2016 census, out this morning, sheds light on the country's education, employment and commutes. Read our big take for more. But here is one point worth pulling out for policymakers: Canada's seniors are living longer and working longer. Story continues below advertisement. In 1995, about 10% of Canadians over the age of 65 were working, either part-time or full-time. In 2015, that's nearly doubled to just under 20%. Or, put another way, there are now more than 1 million seniors working, the highest number Statistics Canada has recorded in at least 40 years. The question is whether those Canadians are working out of choice, either to keep active or supplement other income or necessity. The numbers seem to suggest the latter. For seniors who worked full-time in 2015, more than 7 in 10 said their employment income was their primary source of money, and that number has risen with each survey. As well, StatsCan notes, the percentage of Canadians with a private pension plan has declined over the years. According to today's release, Canadians without private retirement savings were significantly more likely to still work compared to those who had plans, suggesting that they weren't continuing to come into work past 65 just for the fun of it. No doubt the Liberal government, which moved to enhance the Canada Pension Plan as one of their first major policy moves in office, will be reading these new numbers with interest. This is the Daily Politics Briefing newsletter, written by Chris Hannay in Ottawa, Mayaz Alam in Toronto and James Keller in Vancouver. If you're reading this on the web or someone forwarded this email newsletter to you, you can sign up for Politics Briefing and All Globe newsletters here. Have any feedback? Let us know what you think. We've launched a new Top Business Evening Edition newsletter providing a summary of the biggest business headlines of the day. Sign up for it and more than a dozen other Globe newsletters here. Story continues below advertisement. Story continues below advertisement. Canadian headlines: Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will announce today a new Justice of the Supreme Court, sources tell the Globe. It will be one of 3 women. He was recommended by an advisory committee, but he is not expected to announce who the new Chief Justice will be. Mr. Trudeau stood in the House of Commons yesterday and delivered an apology for the prosecution and persecution of LGBTQ Canadians by their government in recent decades. Mr. Trudeau is set to travel to Beijing this weekend, where he will meet with top Chinese leaders and announce Canada-China trade talks. Before he goes, though, a Canadian woman is urging the Prime Minister to help her parents, who have been detained for more than a year over a customs dispute. The government says it will help a Canadian woman and her 2 young children who recently left the Islamic State, and are being held by Kurdish forces in Syria. Officials aren't sure yet if she will be charged when she returns to Canada. Finance Minister Bill Morneau and Conservative critic Pierre Poilievre took their spat outside the House of Commons.